And now let's swing to English back again, and let's turn our focus on the new emerging hotel brands in Morocco, and what are the new hotel operating brands entering Morocco, and what are the new perspectives that they bring to the market. And to moderate this panel, please welcome Mr. Philippe Goguier, Senior Advisor de Inextenso, Tourisme, Culture et Hôtellerie.
To all of you.
And you get 40 minutes.
Yeah. You know me. Before introducing my panel, we propose you to have a very quick look at some figures on the Morocco. We are the only one in Extenso in Morocco to publish on a monthly basis since more than 10 years, statistical reports taking into account occupancy and also average room rate. If we go to the first slide, we shall have a very quick look at 2023 figures. And we can see that 23 was quite a good year, with a progress in comparison with last year, the 2022, progress both in occupancy, more than 11%, and in average room rate, which makes a progression, an increase of RevPAR of 22%. Which is a very good news, because average rate is the key point for achieving the rentability. If we see the monthly figures now, the seasonality is a key point here in Morocco. Let's have a look first on the global figures for all Morocco, and you can see, of course, a slowdown on April, which is the Ramadan month. A very huge progress on the first month, because the outside of COVID has been late in 2022, and then quite on the contrary, quite a limited seasonality. If we go to the other slide showing the same seasonality, but for all the main destination. The next one, please. You can see on red the occupancy of Marrakesh, which is quite strong. A very difficult occupancy on Casablanca, as we said just before. This is 2023 figures. So in 2023, Casablanca needed additional efforts. And the main efforts we talked about just before was probably more MICE infrastructure. And then on the green line, you see very high occupancy for Tangier in July and August, and more difficulties for the business activity from January until May and June, actually. So during my panel, one of the subjects we shall talk about will be definitely this seasonality pattern. I will now invite my panel. Please welcome Marloes Klakenberg. Good afternoon. Jess Anand from Leva Hotels. Wessam Okasha from Tiwi Group. And Mohamed Benzakour from Stay Here. definitely the seasonality is a major point for your mind. Thank you so much. Definitely, seasonality will be a key point. We talked before on the different panels, the big value brands brings for the countries, for the tourism activity. That brings also on the GOP, on the profitability, which is directly our subject, actually. I will start with Mario's, if I may. As an emerging brand, can you tell me what you can bring to the country, and how it will be in line, I would say, with the demand of the tourists?
Thank you very much. I think there's a couple of things. One is we call it emerging brands, but for us specifically, we're playing exactly in the lifestyle segment. And when we speak about lifestyle, it's really the experiential stay that we're looking at. Profitability per square meter, many people are talking about it, really comes to life through collaborations, partnerships, and making sure that you're not only putting in your own F&B or the ground floor is beautiful furniture and nothing else. It could be a combination of retail, it could be a combination of clinic, it could be a combination of wellness. But not that alone, it's attracting tourism. People are no longer looking for just a bed. People are looking at a place that they go and stay and feel that they get an understanding of the country, that they're connecting to the community, and having seen something that not necessarily everybody else has. So what we're doing with our hotels, and the two brands we have is The House and Cloud 7, we're playing in 5-star segment and mid-market, combining a working experience, so a kind of corporate experience, a leisure experience, a good room product, and we're always combining that with something. In hospitality, we didn't used to talk about mixed use. We talk about mixed use, not just as in real estate product, but really as a guest experience. And with that, with the football coming in, with great events coming in, with Morocco being much stronger on the MICE map, people are no longer coming into the hotel to stay. People are coming into the hotel wanting to go to their meeting or having their event and getting a little bit of a feel of where they are. That's where we really play very strongly.
Thank you very much. Jess Anand, you say that you're not giving job, but you promise giving a career to your employees, which is extremely important in hospitality, because the service is the key point for success, definitely. Can you explain what is behind this promise, this sentence?
I was looking for a job. I just asked her, actually. Hospitality is kind of, Dubai is a challenging market. You have about 160,000 keys in Dubai, more coming. Employees tend to want to leave a job for a few hundred dirhams. They do that. But I think we as organizations need to focus a lot more on their development plans, and we do trainings internationally and locally without signing bonds with anybody. Luckily, with our organization, about 87% of the people that joined the brand 5 years back are still with the brand. So they haven't left. We do get a lot of turnover in rank and file, but not up the line. I think it's a combination of being a people management company very strongly. We did not fire anybody during COVID. We didn't cut salaries. In fact, we signed more management contracts at that time. because we just launched 4 months before COVID, actually. So with 11 hotels, and now we have about, in running hotels, 300 or 400 staff. We look at the right talent, the right attitude. We want to give them opportunities because we're going to enter the European market. So we want to take them to another market also. We try to localize. We definitely don't get expat GMs from for any African market, and for even the Middle Eastern market, it comes from within the local market, because there is talent locally that you can grow. There's a lot that you can do. So we are very specific in the kind of people that we hire. It's not a mass production, it's very specific.
Wissam, you are part of one of the biggest and diversified group worldwide, including cruising, aircraft, tour operating. And you are certainly the person who has the biggest presence so far in Morocco, in particular in towns like Agadir. Can you tell us more about your brand, TUI Blue, and maybe your recent success or development in Agadir in particular?
Merci Philippe. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, you touched actually a central point, being the fastest growing brand with the TUI Group. TUI Group as the #1 tour operator in the world, but also with a huge presence already in Morocco, Tunisia, and in general on the continent. We have right now in total 110 properties worldwide, while we are giving a huge priority to the African continent, especially for Morocco. For instance, here we have in total 9 hotels, which are already operating. 3 of them are under the TUI brand management, and 6 of them are under the Rio brand, with a few thousand of beds already. So we have given Morocco, especially Morocco, with the full collaboration with the tourism office, the official tourism office. It's a collaboration where we have been committing 100% to support all the efforts to bring Morocco tourism to the next level. So for instance, we have been inviting all our senior leadership in September, where the top decision makers of the group came to our hotel in Marrakesh, just to exchange some ideas, to speak about the growth in Africa, especially in Morocco, and to support a lot of initiative of His Majesty in Tagazout, but also across the country. So we have a big appetite here. I see in the next couple of years, I would say really on the middle term, maybe on the short term, to implement our luxury brand, the Mora. We are creating, I fully support the idea of Sophia from the panel before. Casablanca need really like real leisure. We're creating the second water park property in Casablanca, in addition to the one we have in Marrakesh, which is a fantastically running with a big profit, but also like a good added value to the country and to the tourism of Morocco. I'm not talking a lot about the full success of the Rio brand here, but also we are talking about the Robinson brand. We are implementing a new TUI Blue, 2 TUI Blue actually, and TUI Magic Life in the country.
You are investors or managing properties, no lease so far?
You can say we are actually with a full ecosystem where we have our aircrafts coming into the country. We have cruisers and we are investors. We just finalized a fantastic acquisition in Agadir, which we will be announcing shortly. That's going to be rebranded. It's going to be the second owned and run property in Agadir, but we are working on different destinations in the country where we'll be partly owning. We have a strong partner here in Morocco, with whom we are running the most of the Rio hotels.
2 years ago, you were the CEO of TUI Blue. Now you are the CEO of TUI Magic Life. Can you tell us a bit more about the vision, the strategy, and the plans for TUI Blue?
We
Mohamed, you are the youngest entrepreneur in this room today because you started your entreprise just 4 years ago, very, very recent. It was, I think, a good opportunity to start an entreprise during COVID, most certainly. And your idea is to bring differentiated service. You're not what we say an hotelier, but more renting apartments or suite properties to your guests. You have already a presence here in Morocco in 5 towns so far. Can you explain your concept and what you bring to the country as a new brand?
Sure. Thank you, Philippe. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased and honored to be here today at the Morocco Showcase, representing not only my brand, but also my country. Since stay here, it's a Moroccan-founded brand. I co-founded the brand with my partner in 2020, and we positioned the brand as a lifestyle suite hotel. We have 16 properties across Morocco, 500 keys operating, and 500 in the pipe for 2024. Indeed, we came here to fill in the gap. As we just came here in 2020, I was studying abroad. Coming here in the country, I saw, as my peers discussed, a huge gap in the mid-scale. So we had operators, big brands focusing mainly on the 5 stars, and Moroccan independent chains, hotels that were a little bit old dated. So our mission was to redefine the hospitality and bring in more human connection, as we truly believe that a word based on kindness is the best kind of word. So kindness, design, young vibes, that's the interaction of our brand.
What type of service you offer to the guests, and who are your guests? More business oriented or also leisure?
So basically, we're a limited service lifestyle suite hotel. So mainly focusing on lodging, and we're developing now the F&B, serving it only in Tangier, where we manage with our partners, Noriba, one of the largest résidences touristiques, or we have a lot of names in English. And we may call them branded residences, service apartments, you name it. So we offer also F&B in this particular location, but the idea is to serve very quick to-go breakfast and mainly focusing on lodging and spaces for co-working so that our clients can stay and work at the same time, enjoy the culture and the vibe of the properties.
Marius, we talk about the community and about the authenticity, the cultural authenticity of the country. How do you see the landscape of Moroccan hospitality evolving with your new brand arriving in the country? And what could be the priority target in terms of towns for your first properties?
I think a couple of things. Referring to what you were presenting in the beginning when it comes to seasonality and your question just earlier, what kind of guests are you looking at? When we build up our products, we really look at a product as a leisure and a business property to ensure that we always cater for the most complicated segment to ensure that we overcome seasonality. And I'll come into the cultural piece because that's where either we pick up one of the two. But the moment that you provide for a business audience in a leisure destination, it's all of a sudden you become attractive off-season. And the same vice versa. If you can extend somebody's stay, you become attractive. When you look at the cultural piece, so we're opening Rome now in January. We're still saying December, but with every opening, it's probably more January. what we did there is, when you look at Rome and you look at the lifestyle 5-star product that is going into the market, I'm pretty sure everybody can name all the big brands. We looked at the product and said, okay, we're 500 meters from the Spanish Steps. We're opposite to the Six Senses, which just opened, and the product and the location is fantastic. How can we make a mark in a market that has so many assets and so much hospitality already there? So we partnered from the beginning with an art university. We had art curators that were really young. We have 8 young students at the moment painting and bringing to life the art pieces of 4 up-and-coming artists on the walls of the property. And now anybody would say, yeah, that's a sexy story and it's a bit of a marketing and whatever. But because we engaged the community for the last 2 years that this project has been built, all of a sudden everybody's bringing their groups, the people they know, to come and deliver, to come and stay, to come and bring their guests. We're getting more requests, and we haven't even switched on the systems, like as in sales channels everywhere, and we're getting more requests than anything else. And so to play it back on the Moroccan market, hospitality is in nature here. Food and culture is in the nature. History, you have it on every corner of the street. It's how can you ensure, it doesn't matter if it's 150 keys or 250 keys or 50 keys, the exercise is still exactly the same of how do you integrate all of those elements of where you are, create a story that is not just a marketing gig for your project, and with that you drive story, you drive marketing, you drive guests, you drive average rate, you drive bottom line, everything else. Because one of the things that many people say when you talk lifestyle or when you talk alternative brands is, so sexy, so nice, but we really want, a very strong GOP, etc. You can do that with lifestyle. It's just that you have to put in more and different effort when you start planning and building your project, instead of just, this is the brand standard, build it like this, we change it, and then let's find a guest. You define who's the guest, you build for them, and then you bring that to life from the moment that you provide technical services.
You wanted to add something?
No, I just want to, I completely agree. I think we provide, in talking about the GOP, I think we outperform a lot of the brands offering a limited service approach, mainly focusing on the lodging part. We offer more than 65% GOP. The margin here in Morocco is around 50%, and we're mainly focusing on lifestyle, positioning, and design, and we have a lot of culture. Our median age as of our talent is 28, so we're very, very young, yet we're bringing to the bottom line what the investors are looking for. So 65 GOPs that we offer to our investors, and all that because we have a young talent, young team. We have what we call the multi-dimensional approach concept, where our team is very versatile and can tackle a lot of aspects of the business, and that not only decrease our OPEX, but also enhance the guest experience, having our kindness hosts as the forefront of the building. So I cannot agree more. Thank you.
The percentage of GOP is always to be analyzed in comparison with the product you sell. That means when you have just rooms, of course, the GOP is higher than when you give also spa experience, food and beverage experience with more, little margin maybe, but cash at the end, which is added in the GOP. So experience maybe brought with little margin, but margin anyway.
But I think business is margin. I don't think I'm from the school that really believes, probably old school. I really believe that business is margin. Business is not revenue. Business is margin. If we can bring in margin to our investors, I think every investor here is looking for that particular margin. I'm not talking about the standards and the ego, but real business. I think we're doing the right thing at the right time.
JS, you're very proud of your flagship in Dubai, which is Leva Masaya Center, and which is a real success, definitely. How do you think it can be not copied, but imported in Morocco with some of those assets? What conclusion we may have to bring your success and your experience with this type of product in Morocco? Is it possible?
The hotel in Dubai, we got the asset and we opened and renovated it in about 62 days in the year of 2019. And we were lucky enough and we had the right processes and the team on board to bring the hotel to #1 on TripAdvisor in the whole of Dubai out of 1,100 hotels. I think lifestyle is a bit of an overrated word for me. It's going overboard everywhere. It's lifestyle. At the end of the day, what you need to realize in hospitality is you create an experience. You create every time an investor or somebody is going to come to you and tell you, oh, how unique is your product going to be? I really don't know how unique hospitality can be without incorporating human capital and the right process, giving a sense of arrival, an effective check-in. Similar to what Marlis was saying, we got our artists from Lebanon, South Africa, and all our paintings in the lobby were painted by different artists also. How does one bring it to Morocco? Number one, first of all, I need to know Morocco very well, which I don't at the moment. As an operator or an investor who comes from another market, we don't have that knowledge or intelligence necessarily, other than the reports that are available. We need a system by which there are local bodies, which we talk about. You want to go to 30 million tourists, or some markets are more vibrant than others. See, one thing is a fact that in the whole of this region, you cannot find such a beautiful country which has every aspect of desert, sea, cultural tourism. It's absolutely stunning in every part. I would want to bring, I have a luxury brand which is not gone up as yet, a 5-star that's going in Saudi Arabia. Typically how Saudi Arabia did it was they had tourism bodies or other bodies that was supporting investors or operators like us to tell us that these are the markets that that's where we need I think the minister spoke in the morning, that we need 150,000 keys. So bringing a model doesn't necessarily mean that we bring in capital to build a hotel. It's a concept, like the house and her brand is absolutely out of the world. I mean, Leva is still a very small baby at this point. We are only 11 hotels, about 2,000 keys. We would want to bring an upscale 3 and a 4-star necessarily. Again, I won't use the word lifestyle because it's too much. I think it's not going to be unique. It's more of a full service within a 3 and a 4-star. So these are my takes. And honestly, when you invest the time and the effort to come into markets like these, there needs to be a stronger support system locally.
Yeah. The hotel group are not enough to bring the success. Actually, is what you said.
Sorry.
The group itself needs also the support of local authorities and so on.
Yeah, but the hotel groups which we know of generally capture the rooms and take the contracts. We just keep on looking.
Yeah. Wessam, you have properties in, I would say nothing is never easy, but in destinations such as Agadir and Marrakesh, which so far have more or less no issue in terms of seasonality. What do you think you brands and your organization could bring a success in destination with more seasonalities, such as the Mediterranean coast, or such as historical destinations like Fez, of course, Meknes? Do you think you brands, and of course your power in terms of tour operating, could bring this success, I would say, in this destination?
Philippe, very surprising question. Yes, definitely. With us, with the backup of the tour operator, we are introducing new format on all the source markets, in full collaboration with the Office National de Tourisme of Morocco and the full support of His Majesty in the country. We are creating different formats in addition to our vast presentation and presence here in Marrakesh and soon also in Agadir with two property, but we are soon going into new destination like Tagazout. We are working on Zawira and Tanger and also on Casablanca. So we fully believe that our presence will be tripling in the next 5 to 7 years, not only from the point of view of hotels and resorts capacity, but also on the airlift capacity, and eventually to extend this to the cruiser business. So how we do this? We create on all TUI source markets special formula and special guest experience, special offering, where the guest will not be coming, for example, only to experience the fantastic Marrakesh environment. We would bring, for instance, a offer to say Morocco experience, and in this Morocco experience, you create a sort of a multi-segmentation experience between beach resorts. Then you have the cultural aspect in Marrakesh, and you create, for example, in the mountains, a completely different experience where the guest can I mean, Morocco is so rich, and it's not to be compared with Tunisia or any other destination in Africa. If you want really to focus on the top 5 cultural highlight, then you can really create a fantastic tour in Morocco and having a unique guest experience. The good thing about it with us as a tour operator and also like managing the domestic management company into the country, where the people will be transported with us and also making excursion with us, that you can bring an offering on the market which no one can do. You bring an offer to the market with 5 hotels, 5 destinations, 1 price, and they come with our aircraft and they go with our aircraft back, eventually from 2 different destations of the country. This is not limited on Morocco. We do this now, for instance, in the Emirates. The guests from the UK or Europe, anywhere, they buy 1 ticket. They go to 4 different destinations. They have 1 price. If they still have some money, they jump on our cruise from Dubai, and then they continue. They do Bahrain, they do Qatar, they do Oman, and they fly back from Oman with our aircraft. So this is a unique guest experience which is combined. In East Africa, we do, for example, with our Zanzibar property, we have 2 wonderful properties, the Mora and the TUI Blue Bahari, which are the cash cow of the company, both owned and run. So our guests, they go there and they experience, for instance, the bush and beach experience in East Africa. They can have 2 different or 3 different countries. They have the beach and also the lodges, and they have 1 price with the same quality. So this is for us one of the best leverage we do as a group and as a brand.
Thank you so much. Mohamed, I think one of your objective is to to bring a social responsibility amongst your different properties, and in particular among your staff in Morocco. Can you explain what is your strategy?
Well, we have been founded with the human connection, human approach. We're not doing this to mark some boxes for investors to give us money, but we do this because we really believe in the social aspect of the business. My background is human development, so I really relate to human connection and social approach in my business. Our dive is to have a really a humanistic, capitalistic approach in the way what we do business. And the vision is to, one of our visions to be socially responsible is to increase the minimum wage in Morocco in state here group as per 10-15%, so that we can lead and lead the ecosystem to do the same exact thing. So I believe brands has more to offer than profitability, but rather to advance a greater cause. Our cause is the kindness, and we really believe that a word based on kindness is the best kind of word. So we want to communicate this on every touch point of our brand. So that's one strategy we're looking to implement very soon.
Marlos, how can your brands bring this? How can they meet this demand of sustainability, which is not only a demand for the guests, but also now for the investor themselves and the financing? When you go to the bank, this is one of the first questions they ask now. What is your strategy in terms of sustainability?
So we launched our own sustainability, our own ESG brand called UBU, United Building a Better Universe. So the way that we build this, and I'll tell you why we launched it, because the moment you say ESG, definitely to the team, it means very little to them. When you say ESG to investors, it means a lot of money. And, people are just, backing off the moment that you say it. So there's a couple of strategies behind UBU. One is we're developing a platform at the moment that is a gamified platform that allows the team members to actually get familiar with ESG and actually understand what they can do in their areas to make anything better. And, it sounds very girly, but when you look at actually the theory behind it, is when you look at the butterfly effect, so you turn the bee in the bee and it becomes a butterfly, is with a lot of very small actions, you touch a lot of molecules around and actually you can make a global impact. What we've done when it comes to global organizations, if it is the Sustainability Alliance, the Sustainable Challenge today is the largest university challenges that touches sustainability on a global level, and we actually commercialize them. There's a lot of these alternatives that we've started on the back of UBU to make sure that we're not just impacting our properties, right? I mean, we have 50 plus projects within our portfolio. Of those, we've 10 open. We're opening another 5 next year. But it's small when you want to make a greater impact. But then when it comes to the actual strategies of how do we deal with investors, we don't ask for LEED certification, but we follow, and it really depends a bit on the country, if it's Green Globe or Green Planet or the checklists that are out there to ensure that we do the basics that are required for the development of the country. The social aspect has always been part of, even before we called anything UBU or before it was nice to talk about ESG, the social aspect and the integration of the local community, not just in workforce, but also in supply chain, etc., been integrated from the beginning. And those we can actually prove on reports and everything else that we've been doing for the last couple of years that you can take to a bank.
Very, very interesting. Jess, do you have a strategy also on free bottle of plastic, no more plastic bottles in your hotels, or any engagement in terms of sustainability?
We actually got the Sustainability Award in Dubai. So we do practice certain aspects in terms of paperless check-ins and quite a few aspects. So, but in future hotels, yes, we have a set guideline and a set process that we follow.
Very important. To finish, maybe in 2 words, Wessam, can you tell us about your CARE Foundation?
Sure. CARE Foundation is related to the sustainability program and agenda which we have. It's a very aggressive expectation which we are putting in place throughout all the departments which we have, starting by the airline, throughout the transportation, the hotels. In all our hotels, I'm talking about 445 properties which we have in our portfolio across all the brands. We have implemented in the last 2 years different program in different location where we stopped using the single plastic use. Then on another program we had implemented a lot of AI to reduce the consumption of the energy, but also to control better the consumption of the energy. Same for the food waste, where we have been implementing with AI a very interesting software and a system which is fully integrated now, where we control the food consumption and the food waste, and also we integrate our people, our team member and guests in the awareness about the food waste and what an impact it has on the planet. And it was one of the most successful program which we have been rolling out now in all the existing hotel and all future hotel. We use panels, we have a lot of different programs. We have introduced the full sustainable hotel now in Montafon in Switzerland, where we have been awarded as the best green hotel in the country. So basically our agenda by 2030 to reduce up to 48.40% the impact and the emission in the world.
And you wanted to announce a challenge.
Sorry?
You wanted to announce a challenge for everybody.
It's not a challenge. Actually, we want to sponsor today a stay of our best hotel in the Medina Garden in Marrakesh. So if it happened that you guys did not have the chance to drop off your business card, just come over, don't be shy, put your business card here, and we will make a very quick raffle to sponsor a free stay in our TUI Blue Medina Garden in Marrakesh.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your
I
comments,
guess you can go through the
ideas.
room. That will be easier.
Yes, maybe at the... Merci beaucoup, Mohamed.
Well, thank you so much, Philip.
Next time.